Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And recently, I changed the name of my channel to Jason Blaha's Strength and Power. I've already had people asking, hey, you know, are you making fun of NYX G for P? What do you think he's going to think about it? And yeah, I am making fun of him. And I did it for a number of reasons. So let me put on my +5 out of weaponsmithing. Work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. All right, guys, one of the things that I have to do all the time, and people laugh like, Jason, why do you tell us so often that you're not a bodybuilder? It's obvious that you're not. Other than ironically, when I walk down the street, people I meet accuse me of being a bodybuilder, and I know the internet is not the real world. People need to step back and remember that. A lot of you have never left your house. A lot of people out there who hang out on bodybuilding.com and hang out in bodybuilding forums and things like that, you maybe haven't left your house in the last 6 months, right? And so you don't actually know what happens in the real world around real people when you're not hanging out with people who are bodybuilders, right? If you're only hanging out with people who are in the bodybuilding world, you have a different perspective than everyone else, right? To the other 99.9% of the population. See, to the rest of the population, someone who carries an extra 25, 30 pounds of muscle mass who doesn't have a massive gut is a bodybuilder. They don't know the difference. You're a bodybuilder? You know, it's ridiculous, but it is what it is. On the internet, though, obviously you're not a bodybuilder unless you're ripped to absolute shreds. And pro bodybuilders aren't actually bodybuilders during the off season, right? That's how it works. Who knows anymore? But the whole point here is that I have to tell people here all the time, this is not a bodybuilding channel, because they'll jump in and say, well, you look terrible for a bodybuilder. Really, I think pro bodybuilders look terrible. Or why are you, this is bad bodybuilder advice. Well, this isn't a bodybuilder channel. And I have to say it over and over and over and over and over because every single day people come in and say that because they seem to be legitimately unaware of the fact that not only is this not a bodybuilding channel, I am morally and ethically opposed to bodybuilding. I consider bodybuilding to be a degenerate lifestyle and subculture. Now, I believe in fitness, I believe in health, I believe in strength training, strength, power, those things, right? I believe in those things. It's a big part of what I do. I live that sort of lifestyle. My life a lot of it does revolve around training and eating quality food and lifting weights and all of those things. And even a lot of times, a lot of conditioning work, depending upon where I'm at in my training. I very much live that lifestyle. I'm against bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding itself has created a degenerate subculture. And I don't want anything to do with it. Now, interestingly enough, you know, a lot of people don't know that, and I have to tell them that. So I'm like, okay, let me take the word fitness. I started thinking about it the other day, and I'm like, I need to take my channel and make something more clear in the title that this is a strength-based and health-based and fitness-based channel, because the word fitness isn't doing it, because so many people out there have fitness in their title who are bodybuilders and they don't care about fitness, right? It's a big part of the community still, because bodybuilding has invaded the fitness world, even though it really isn't fitness. It's invaded it. So I'm like, well, let me get something that's going to work better. And I started thinking about it, and I realized I had made jokes in the past about NYX G for P, and I've always said he needs to change his channel to NYX G for P, because it's a bodybuilding worship shrine. And it's ironic that he's got strength and power in the name, because you look at that and go, man, I like that, NYX Strength and Power, right? I look at that, for me as a lifter, and I'm like, that's a great name. But why is this ass clown using it? Like, well, what does his channel have to do with strength or power? It's a shrine to professional bodybuilders, right? It's a big jerk-off shrine. That's all it is. And so I always joke and say he should call it NYX G for P, because the truth is, his channel is about nothing, literally nothing but bodybuilding. And the few times he talks about anybody, have you guys noticed if he ever mentions anybody who has not been a current or former professional bodybuilder in the IFBB, right? That's all he talks about. If he ever mentions any other human being walking the earth, what does he always say? He then talks about what would happen if they compete in bodybuilding. Are they going to compete in bodybuilding? So it's like this ass clown made a video about Eddie Hall, you know, world's strongest man. and says, could he be a competitor? Could he become a bodybuilder? And it's like, you need to take strength and power out of your name, Nick. Like your channel, you should just call it, all right, if you don't want to call it NYX G for P, just call it NYX Bodybuilding. NYX Bodybuilding Shrine. NYX Bodybuilding Fetish. Right? I don't know, but put bodybuilding in there because your channel doesn't promote strength. It doesn't promote power. I don't know if he even lifts. Maybe he does. I don't know. Who knows? And people say, well, have you seen him stand up? Like, no, I've never seen him stand up. To my knowledge, if I were to just look through the guy's thumbnails and what I see on his channel, I've never seen the guy stand up. I don't know if he even has legs or not. For all I know, he's a paraplegic. I wouldn't know any different because he doesn't, I've never seen him train. I don't think the guy had a single training video or a single video of him actually doing anything other than talking about bodybuilding. That's the entirety of his channel. And I mean, when he had Hedgie the Hedgehog, so I don't know if the guy actually lifts or not. And I don't know how big he is because he sits all the time anyways. And people might say the same about me other than I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of me training, right? Hundreds of videos of me training. There are videos of me squatting 500 plus pounds, right? Things like that on my channel. And I put up all my training footage. His channel has nothing to do with training. It has nothing to do with working out. It has nothing to do with fitness that I can tell. It's about bodybuilding. It is about professional body. It's not even about natural bodybuilding. Hell, it might be one thing because a guy talks about he won't personally ever use steroids, but he doesn't have a channel even about natural bodybuilding. It is about drug-enhanced IFBB bodybuilding. And that's literally the only topic that he has. And the name of the channel is an awesome name, but it's stupid and misleading when you look at the content of what he covers, right? He doesn't discuss anything but professional bodybuilding. So even if he were to put the word NYX Natural Bodybuilding in the title, that would be just as misleading, wouldn't it? It would be just as misleading. And because it seems like the only time he's done anything other than talk about it is that what he had during the Mr. Olympia, he had a bunch of guys sitting around watching the Mr. Olympia together. Is like the only activity he's ever done besides discussing bodybuilding. Or could this guy become a professional bodybuilder when he talks about any sort of athlete? So that's why I joke about it. It should just be NYX G for P. Because for those who know, the hardcore bodybuilding world is full of G for P. That is a big part of the lifeblood of it. That's what funds a lot of it. Like if they didn't have G for P happening, like if that didn't exist and no one was doing it, you wouldn't see most of these professional bodybuilders because that's how they fund the lifestyle, a big chunk of them to even get to where they are. It's a big prostitution and drug party ring. That's what bodybuilding is. And I mean, sorry to break it to the fans, but that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. That's what it's all about. That's what that life is. So for me, yeah, me taking that name and using it, I am picking fun at him. I am poking fun of it because my channel actually is about strength and power. A lot of people have given me a hard time and said, well, I don't know if fitness is ideal because you seem to be more concerned with getting people stronger than actual fitness. Whereas it's because I do believe that strength training is the key to fitness. I believe that the data to show that is overwhelming, that it is the single most important component. I mean, obviously diet and stuff matters, and I absolutely promote people eat balanced, healthy diets. I'm not for fad diets. I want people to eat their fruits and vegetables, right? I want people to do these things. I want them to pay attention to their body composition, body fat, their heart health, all these things. But when you look at the amount of scientific data coming out, strength training is enormous for fitness and health outcomes. It's probably the single most important activity you could be doing. I'm not saying it's the only thing you should be doing, but it should be the focus. It should be the focus for fitness. So I think me throwing the strength and power in there, it really matches my channel perfectly. It perfectly matches what I do here, right? perfectly matches my channel. And it's hilarious because it has nothing to do with what Nick does. So I'm like, I could kill two birds with one stone here. I could make fun of his goofy ass, and I could actually put my channel title to what my channel is ultimately most centered around. So it's a win-win. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.